So there comes the female GOAT, and these women are going from having 3,000 people in their arenas to 20,000.
Caitlin Clark appended all assumptions at the RSM Classic Prom, showing once more why she is a singular athlete of her time. Known for commanding basketball courts, Caitlin has now made her mark on the golf world, leaving fans and veteran pros in complete awe. Her showing wasn't just impressive, it was a new benchmark. Consider this: a basketball legend arrives on one of golf's premier stages and makes an immediate impact. Caitlin didn't just participate, she reshaped.
I don't really care what happens. It doesn't really matter. I don't play golf for a living, and just have fun with it. Like, this isn't, super serious. Enjoy the experiences. There were so many people that would, kill to be in my position or be in my shoes, or, the people that are following outside the ropes would love to have one opportunity to, hit a ball on the first tee or something like that. So just remind yourself how cool this experience is and don't let it pass you by. But I think that's, anything I do in life.
With her dazzling play on the back nine, she proves she's not only a prodigious talent but also an unyielding competitor who flourishes with every challenge. Her accurate shots, poise under pressure, and sheer charisma illuminated the course. Yet it wasn't solely about the numbers. It was about the experience. The audience, including many new to golf, could hardly process.
I think a lot of things that me and Annika said is we share a lot of the same values, and I think that's really cool, being driven, but so do they at the same time. Like, obviously we're, professional athletes or played sport or whatever it was, but at the same time in their lives, it all relates. And I think people at times forget that we're real humans too, and we're driven by the same things that they are.
Caitlin's captivating presence and dauntless spirit have infused the sport with fresh vitality. Her attendance alone made a routine event a true spectacle, cementing her role as a transformative figure in athletics. The Clark phenomenon was on full display, and today it was more potent than ever. Prepare yourself as we explore how Caitlin Clark not only played, but elevated the game, etching her name into history.
And it's so much different than basketball. That's why I love it. It's, individual. It's a challenge, especially mentally. Like, that's what's so beautiful about golf. And I think being outside, I love that. That's the one bad thing about being in the WNBA now. It's in the spring and the summer. Part of the fall, I really miss a lot of opportunity to play golf.
Caitlin Clark didn't just arrive on the course at the RSM Classic Prom. She owned it with the confidence and skill of a seasoned professional. As she started on the back nine, it was evident this was no regular debut. With a swing that married force and finesse, Caitlin demonstrated she was not just experimenting with golf. She was there to perform. Her display quieted the skeptics and captivated even the most hardened golf aficionados. Every single shot she made felt intentional, planned, and delivered with nearly
Caitlin Clark outplaying in the Pro-Am at the RSM Classic.
Certainly the biggest sports stars in the world seem to want to spend a lot of time around it.
What truly set Caitlin apart was her ability to excel under intense pressure. Golf is a discipline that requires peak mental and physical form, and Caitlin welcomed the test without hesitation. Her second shot on the par 5 hole had the audience holding its breath. Wasn't simply good, it was phenomenal, placing her in a perfect spot to try for an eagle. Despite the pressures of moving to an entirely new sport, Caitlin performed, turning what could have been a daunting moment into a platform to excel. Even the PGA's highest-ranking officials, including Commissioner Jay Monahan, followed her on the course.
What happens when you have a transformative athlete like Caitlin come out to another sport? She crosses over to a new sport and she brings that stardom and those fans over.
Zach Johnson, a pro golfer and fellow Ian, couldn't conceal his respect as he observed her play, watching her master the course. He labeled her a competitor who meets difficult challenges with elegance, a view that echoed throughout the day. Caitlin's performance was a clinic in focus, resolve, and adaptability. But what truly defined her?
Her presence alone is all that matters. Her love for the game is all that matters. I think probably the only person that is worried about how she plays is, I would imagine, Caitlin herself.
The crowds were not just rooting for golf. They were rooting for her. Her fans, many on a golf course for the very first time, followed her every move. Energized by her spirit and tenacity, Caitlin brought a vibrant, youthful feel to the tournament, elevating the event. Beyond a simple prom, she wasn't merely playing.
Well, it was awesome. Caitlin loves the sport, loves the difficulty. You can tell she's a competitor. She likes to tackle hard things. It's evident.
As she finished her round, Caitlin's influence was indisputable. She had bridged two distinct turns, basketball and golf, through her unmistakable star quality. Her presence was more than just her game. It was about encouraging others to view sports, and especially golf, from a new vantage point. By the day's end, Caitlin Clark had not only delivered a magnificent performance, but had also left an indelible impression on the RSM Classic, forever changing how the game is enjoyed. Caitlin Clark's presence at the RSM Classic Prom didn't just create a stir, it turned the event.
There are so many, on both male and female, who have watched a lot of WNBA basketball this year because of Caitlin Clark. And now it seems like whatever she does, whether it's in fashion, whether it's in the arts, and now whether it's in sports here, they seem to follow her. And anything that she touches makes it a little bit better. And obviously she's doing that.
This was not about statistics or ranks. It was a testament to how one athlete can redefine a sport's allure. Caitlin's engaging personality brought a new current to the course, attracting followers who might never have watched golf before. Many of those walking with her were not your typical golf crowd. They were basketball fans, WNBA loyalists.
I know that you work really hard in the off season. You said yesterday you're always trying to get better. What's the thing that you're working on in this off season?
I think, honestly, besides the actual basketball skill part of it, I think getting stronger, that's what I'm focusing on. I'm in the weight room a lot, just building that strength. Obviously, it was hard going right from the college season to the professional season. You know, we spend a lot of time in the weight room, so.
The buzz around Caitlin's appearance was palpable, even with her participation confirmed just hours before. The excitement spread like a firestorm. The crowd size grew almost instantly, with fans excited to see her much discussed golf game firsthand. This phenomenon, dubbed the Caitlin effect, proved her unique star power. It's rare for an athlete to personally elevate a sports profile, but Caitlin has repeatedly shown she is far from ordinary. She brought her a game to the course, along with her powerful influence, turning casual onlookers.
I love that she has a love for the game of golf. Yeah, maybe I'll ask Caitlin for some advice, some tips. Next time we'll get together, maybe it'll be on a basketball court.
Her shots were more than remarkable. They were motivating. Caitlin demonstrated her precision and versatility, proving she had the skills to stand alongside veteran golfers. Her capacity to remain composed in high-pressure scenarios was a reflection of her elite competitor's mindset. Whether it was her approach shot that gave her a clear eagle chance or her steady focus during tense putts, every action revealed the depth of her resolve. Even her misses were met with applause as the crowd admired her persistent drive to improve. The discussions on the course went far beyond Caitlin's golf abilities. PGA officials, fellow athletes, and fans were amazed at the wider significance.
Yeah. You got that. There you go.
180 yards is fair.
Zach Johnson called it a transformative occasion, praising her skill in handling the sport's rigors with such poise. Her very presence emphasized the accessibility and range of golf, affirming it as a sport for all. The variety in her playing group, from executives to established players, illustrated how Caitlin connects different sports, generations, and
Well, first of all, we're thankful that she's here. Kind of the one on, when you talk about women's sports, she's kind of, other than Nelly, it's been Caitlin.
By the time Caitlin concluded her round, the RSM Classic Prom was no longer just a tournament. It had become a landmark event for golf and sports overall. Caitlin had effectively changed perceptions, showing that her athletic brilliance knows no limits. The day was not just for breaking records, but for breaking down walls, and Caitlin Clark.
And those fans over, but many of the fans who were walking with her today aren't necessarily golf fans. They're either Caitlin fans or WNBA fans, and it's kind of their first exposure to the game. So a lot like last week, it was a really good step for golf and obviously for Caitlin and her fans.
Caitlin Clark's performance at the RSM Classic Prom not only enthralled the audience, it also lifted the standard for what crossover athletes can accomplish. With every swing, Caitlin's skill, concentration, and athleticism were showcased, reshaping what fans believed possible for someone famous for basketball dominance. Her second shot on the par 5 was a piece of artistry, setting up a direct eagle opportunity, and the crowd went wild, realizing they were watching history being made. But this was more than one highlight. It was a total performance full of precision, resilience, and moments that left.
I'm excited. I think, obviously our goal of reaching the playoffs last year we accomplished, but now, we want to be a championship contender. I think we're putting in the pieces to be able to do that, hopefully add some free agents, and you can just feel the excitement in the whole organization and in the city, our fans. So honestly, I can't wait to get back out there. I wish we had a game tomorrow, honestly.
Her capacity to read the course like a veteran pro was stunning. From aligning her putts to the sheer force of her drives, Caitlin played with a degree of composure and talent that seemed almost superhuman for a multi-sport athlete. Zach Johnson, a veteran golf pro, called it unreal to see her focus and execution, adding that Caitlin thrives on accepting challenges most would avoid. Even seasoned golf officials and commentators were left to wonder how someone could transition so fluidly into such a sport.
Caitlin Clark is just such a class act. She was incredible, breaking all types of records, and that's something she was certainly proud of. We saw lots of smiles on the court.
Caitlin is the face right now, and that's also good. Like, she's selling out gyms, of course. Like, why would you hate against that?
What made Caitlin's day even more unforgettable was the pure magnetism she brought to the proceedings. Fans swarmed, every hole hanging on her every move. For many, it was their initial exposure to golf, but Caitlin transformed it into a thrilling show. Unlike the usually subdued atmosphere of golf tournaments, the crowd's energy was electric, full of cheers and chants normally reserved for basketball games. Her shots were greeted with roars of approval, and her every step was followed by a
Yeah, well, I'm just obviously really thankful for Gainbridge and everything that they do, not only in women's sports, but just sports in general. It's tremendous, and I feel very lucky to be a partner of theirs, and sports unites people, and that's kind of what this feels like too. It's just bringing people together where they can find joy in something.
Caitlin's talent for attracting such a diverse crowd, basketball fans, young families, casual observers, was a testament to her unique star quality. Her impact transcended her athletic skill. It was about connection. The Caitlin effect has been called a phenomenon, and today it hit a new peak. Fans were not just inspired by her performance, they were moved by her tenacity, her adaptability, and the pure happiness she brought to the game. Even her off-the-course moments contributed.
There is a lot of appropriate attention on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, and we found out that the Fever Storm game from over the weekend drew 2.2 million viewers, which is massive. The WNBA has 18 games this season where they've had more than 1 million viewers average, and 16 of those 18 have featured Caitlin Clark. So you cannot deny the connectivity of Caitlin Clark playing basketball and people wanting to watch. If she's playing, they will come, they will watch the game.
Caitlin's interactions with fans, her calm focus while chatting with PGA officials, and her lighthearted exchanges with the crowd all showed her incredible relatability. She wasn't just an athlete with a point to prove. She was a role model demonstrating that hard work, determination, and courage can dismantle barriers. But Caitlin's achievement was about more than her game. It was about the inspiration she sparked. The crowd wasn't just cheering for a golfer. They were witnessing a pioneer in action. Her ability to draw fans from basketball courts to golf greens highlights her unparalleled charisma and universal appeal. The energy she brought to the course, the excitement in every swing, and the sheer determination in her eyes reminded everyone why she's a once-in-a-generation athlete. Caitlin's impact extended beyond the fans in attendance. Her performance brought new attention to golf, introducing it to audiences who might never have given the sport a second glance. As one PGA official noted, she's not just a player, she's a movement. By stepping into an unfamiliar sport and excelling, Caitlin proved that challenges are simply opportunities in disguise. A message that resonates far beyond sports. As the sun set on the RSM Classic, it was clear this wasn't just another tournament. It was a defining moment in Caitlin Clark's incredible journey. She has shown us what's possible when talent meets passion and fearlessness. Caitlin has become more than a star. She's a symbol of boundless potential and the power of breaking limits. This is only the beginning. Whether she's setting records, inspiring fans, or redefining expectations, Caitlin Clark continues to lead the charge. Her story is far from over. And one thing is certain: wherever Caitlin goes next, history will follow. The symbolic nature of Kit Elon playing alongside golf icons and industry leaders cannot be over. Her presence was a reminder that sports are universal and that greatness transcends boundaries. Caitlin Clark, a basketball superstar, transformed a golf tournament into something extraordinary. She didn't just compete. She brought new life, new fans, and new meaning to the game. By the end of her round, it was clear that this wasn't just a day of golf. It was a statement. Caitlin Clark is a trailblazer, a force of nature who refuses to be confined to one definition of greatness. As she walked off the course to thunderous applause, one thing was certain: Caitlin Clark had made her mark, and the sport of golf would never be the same again. Today, Caitlin Clark didn't just play golf. She redefined it. Her extraordinary performance at the RSM Classic Prom was not only a showcase of skill but a demonstration of what happens when talent, determination, and
a fearless attitude collide.
Caitlin proved that greatness knows no boundaries, conquering yet another arena with the same competitive fire that made her a basketball legend. Fans and critics alike watched in awe as she transformed a simple prom into an unforgettable moment in sports history. If you're ready to immerse yourself in the latest and greatest moments in women's basketball, this is your destination here on WNBA Original. We cover everything from breaking news to inspiring stories, bringing you closer to the action and the players who make it all happen. Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll always be the first to know what's happening on and off the court. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more from